Hello everyone, welcome to Study IQ. In this video, I will bring to you the banking awareness. This is April last week in English. Let's start the video immediately. Now, Reserve Bank of India has given out a circular, which talks about the bank finance to the NBFCs. Now, you know that both the banks and the NBFCs, they give the loans to the consumer. That is what they do. But where do the banks get their money from? So there are two sources. One, of course, is the deposits that the people do, and second is the RBI. They can take the money at repo rate. What about NBFC? NBFCs, they take money mainly from the banks only, right? Now, if you'll ask me, then why a person will, will go to NBFC to take loan? Why can't he approach bank directly? Because NBFCs have very deep penetration, especially in the rural areas. In fact, 70 to 80% of the loans in the rural area are given by NBFCs. So NBFCs are very important. Also, NBFCs have less stringent criteria. So banks may reject your loan because let's say your CIBIL score is bad, or for various reasons. But NBFC usually they don't reject loan easily. If banks are not giving you loan, you rather take loan from NBFC at a higher interest rate. That is what usually people do. Now, here what they are saying is how much a bank can give to a NBFC. So that is what this circular was about. So let me tell you. See, the bank's exposure to a single NBFC, I am not talking about gold loan company here. Gold loan companies are those companies where you pledge your gold and in exchange you take the money. Now it is a secure loan, because if you don't pay back your loan, that is principal or EMI, the bank will easily sell your gold and recover the money. So just like home loan, gold loan is also a secure loan. So gold loan is what? Gold loan is you go to the bank, and if you have some gold, you pledge it in the bank, and on that you take a loan. So these companies are called gold loan companies. Now look, this any bank can do. Gold loan can be given by any bank, but they are dedicated NBFCs. So gold loan companies are a type of NBFCs which give, so more than 50% of their assets are in the form of gold loans. These are called gold loan companies. So I'm not talking about gold loan companies, that I will talk to you about separately. Okay. I'm talking to you about a normal NBFC. So the bank's exposure to a single NBFC will be restricted to 20% of their eligible capital base. Now, the bank's exposure to a group of connected NBFCs or a group of connected counterparty having NBFC in the group will be restricted to 25% of their tier 1 capital. So let me explain. Let's say Punjab National Bank. Now let us assume that Punjab National Bank has 1000 crore rupees available to give as a loan, right? And there is a NBFC that comes called Muthoot Finance. Muthoot Finance is a very large NBFC. Now Muthoot Finance will ask for 400 crore loan from PNB. Can PNB give? No, because the maximum is 20% of the eligible capital base. So 1000 crore is the eligible capital which is to be given as a loan. So 20%, that is maximum Muthoot Finance can get from PNB is 200 crore, not more than that. A bank cannot give more than 20% of its capital base or tier 1 capital to a NBFC. That is number 1. Now let's take the second case. What is this group of connected counterparties? Well, sometimes multiple NBFCs, they come together and they ask for loan, or multiple companies among which we have 1 or 2 NBFCs, they come together and ask for loan from a bank. So to give you one example, let's say there is a project. And this is a project of a private company, and this private company needs money to complete the project. So this company needs money, how much? Let's say 300 crore loan. It needs 300 crore loan. So this company has asked for this loan from NBFC A, B, C and D. Now these NBFCs meet together and they decide, okay, let's have a joint exposure. Now, but these 4 NBFCs also need money, so they will approach Punjab National Bank and they will ask them that we need money. Now here A, B, C and D are 4 separate NBFC, NBFC A, NBFC B, NBFC C and D. So this is what we call the connected NBFCs or connected counterparties. Either they can all be NBFCs, or it may also be possible that A and B are some different types of companies, let's say some different types of company, and C and D are NBFC. So in such a case, the risk can go up by 5%. So the exposure can be 25% of the tier 1 capital. So when a bank is giving a loan to one single NBFC, it cannot be more than 20% of the tier 1 capital. And when it is giving a loan to a group of connected counterparty, it cannot be more than 25% of the tier 1 capital. So that is the first thing that you have to remember. Now let's talk about the gold loan companies, because here I said gold loan companies will be separate. So in case of a gold loan company, so let's say there is a bank, Punjab National Bank, and a gold loan company comes. So gold loan company, what can be the maximum exposure of a bank to a single NBFC, which is a gold loan company? 7.5% of its capital. So let's say Punjab National Bank has 1000 crore and there is a gold loan company, let's say Manappuram Finance or IIFL Finance. These are two of the largest gold loan companies in India, Manappuram Finance and IIFL Finance. Let's say Manappuram comes and asks from Punjab National Bank 200 crore. Can it give? No, only 7.5%. So the maximum it can give is 75 crore. 75 crore. But there is one more condition here. That condition is if Manappuram Finance is further giving this loan for infrastructure sector, anything related to infrastructure sector, then you can expand it by 5%. So maximum you can give is 12.5%. Yes, it is 7.5%, which is a limit to a gold loan company, but it can go up by 5% if the exposure is to infrastructure sector. So this is a circular by the RBI. Now let's talk about housing finance. What is housing finance? Home loan. If you need finance for financing your home, you want to construct a home, or you want to take a ready-made home like a flat and you want to take loan, that is called home loan. So how much is the home loan that a bank can give you? So this circular is about that. So we have something called LTV ratio. What is LTV ratio? It is called loan to value ratio. Loan to value ratio. Now let's say you want to buy a home. So this is a beautiful home that you want to buy. See, this is the best I can make. This drawing is the best that I can make. So please bear with that. Does it look like a home? I mean, it should. So let's say this is a home and this home cost 1 crore rupees. Okay. Now you go to Punjab National Bank and you say that, look, my CIBIL score is exceptional. Okay. My CIBIL score is very good. So I want the full 1 crore as a loan, and so that I can buy this house. Will they give you? No, they cannot. Why? So look here. If the cost of the house is more than 75 lakh, now in this case the house is 1 crore, so it is more than 75 lakh, the maximum LTV ratio is 75. So 1 crore, so we have something called loan to value ratio. Loan to value ratio, also called LTV ratio. How much this can be? Maximum it can be 75. Value is 1 crore here. So you take 1 crore to this side. Loan, what is possible? 75% of 1 crore or 75 lakh. So the maximum that the bank can give you, even if your CIBIL score is the highest possible, which is 900, right? CIBIL score, you know very well that the CIBIL score, the range is from 300 to 900. So let's say your CIBIL score is 900. And that means what? You are the most credit worthy customer. Your credit worthiness is the best, right? Even then PNB cannot give a loan of 1 crore to you because the RBI limit is 75%. So 25 lakh you will need from your own pocket. You have to pay upfront. You have to compromise your assets. You can't finance the entire house, right? Now, if the house is between 30 to 75 lakh rupees, then what? So then up to 80% is possible. 80% financing you can get from bank. That is the maximum. Usually it is much lower, If you are a high credit worthy customer, this 80% will be, then obviously this is the maximum, right? 80%. This is the maximum 75%. So if you are buying a 1 crore house, the bank will not give you more than 75 lakh. Yes, this 75 lakh is the maximum. They will give you 60 lakh, 65. For all practical purpose, they generally give this much only. 75 lakh they will give to the person who has a very high CIBIL score, very high credit history, very good credit history. He has paid his EMIs properly in the past and all that. So 30 to 75 lakh, it is 80%, right? Now, what if the cost of the house is up to 30 lakh? Then what? So then the two LTV ratios are possible. That is up to the bank, whether they want to give up to 80% of 30 lakh or they want to go all the way to 90. Now the difference is that the risk weight will be different. So if the bank is giving up to 80%, the risk weight will be 35%. If the bank is giving more, obviously the risk is more. So the risk weight will be then 50%. Now what is the risk weight? Let me explain this to you. And by the way, for 30 to 75 lakh, the risk weight is 35, and above 75 lakh, the risk weight is 50. So now let me tell you about the risk weight concept. So let's say there is a bank, Punjab National Bank, and it has and I have taken three types of loans from Punjab National Bank. One is a education loan. I have taken education loan of 10 lakh rupees. Then I wanted to buy a vehicle, so I have taken auto loan of 50 lakh rupees. And I have taken a loan, home loan. Home loan I have taken of 1 CR, okay, 1 crore rupees. First of all, you tell me which of these loans is the riskiest. Most of the risk is in which loan? So education loan is the riskiest because I can simply convert it into non-performing asset by not paying anything, and I can run away to some foreign country or whatever. Education loan. And see, in education loan, they don't ask you for any collateral also, you know, because education loan generally they have a tie-up. So let's say I wanted to do MBA, they had a tie-up with my MBA college, so they gave me 10 lakh rupees loan. So education loan. So let's say the risk of education loan becoming NPA is 20%. So 20% is the risk weight. Okay. Now auto loan. Auto loan is a relatively secure loan because if I don't pay, they can sell off my car and they can recover. But the problem is that auto loan is not that secured also because car is a depreciating asset. Understood my point? So if I have to pay EMI for 5 years and I stop paying EMI after 2 years, they will surely sell my car and recover the money, but they will not be able to recover the full amount because the car would have depreciated significantly in 2 years. So let's say for auto loan, the risk is 15%. It will be surely be less than education loan. The risk, home loan is the most secure. Is the most secure because the house appreciates over time. And even if it doesn't appreciate, it will still remain the same, but they will recover the money. So the risk will be less than that. So let's say risk is 5%. Now, how much money, how much capital adequacy the bank needs? So for 10 lakh, 20%. So 20% of 10 lakh is what? It is 2 lakh rupees. It has to keep aside. Then 50 lakh, 15%. How much is that? That comes out to be 7.5 lakh. And here they have to keep aside 5 lakh. So this is the total money that comes out to be 14.5 lakh. 14.5 lakh is the money that the bank has to keep aside to absorb losses just in case if these become non-performing assets. 14.5 lakh they have to keep aside. Are you getting my point? 14.5 lakh. Now let's say this person he drove the car to Nepal and he ran away. So this 50 lakh will be the gross non-performing asset of the bank. And this 50 lakh you minus 7.5 lakh. So that will be the net non-performing asset of the bank. Understood? So this is how the concept of risk weight works. You have to keep aside the money. That is, you have to have capital adequacy ratio. So I just gave you a very oversimplified example, but just to make you understand. Okay. Now tell me, I have talked to you about normal scheduled commercial bank, how much housing loan they can give. But what about urban cooperative banks? Can they also give home loan? Oh yes, they can. And RBI gave a circular in that regard as well. So let's just jump in quickly. Now you know that urban cooperative banks are of 4 types: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 and tier 4, depending upon the deposits that they have. We'll not go into detail again in that. You know there are 4 types of urban cooperative bank. So the tier 1 urban cooperative bank, maximum home loan they can give is 60 lakh rupees to one individual borrower. What about tier 2, tier 3 and tier 4? So tier 2, tier 3 and tier 4, all of them can give maximum 1.4 crore loan. Maximum 1.4 crore home loan they can give, and tier 1 can give maximum 60 lakh rupees to per individual or per loan is 60 lakh limit, and tier 2, 3 and 4 the limit is 1.4 crore. Is that clear? Now, the prudential exposure limit for UCB for a single borrower or party and a group of connected borrower party shall be 15% and 25% of their tier 1 capital. Now let's say there is a urban cooperative bank. There is a urban cooperative bank with capital fund available to be given as a loan 500 crore. And there is a person, he comes and he asks for 100 crore loan. Can they give? No, because to one person, to a single borrower or to a single party, the maximum they can give is 15%. So 15% of 500 crore, that will be 75 crore. 75 crore is the maximum this urban cooperative bank can give to one person loan, not more than that. If it is a connected borrower, a group of borrowers together they are taking loan, then 25%. So then they can give maximum 25% of 500 crore, that comes out to be 125 crore. So this person will come with other parties, and they will take the loan as a connected party. So then yes, he can take 100 crore because in that case the limit will be 125 crore. Now let's talk about a circular which talks about the agency banks and payment of agency commission. First of all, what are agency banks? Have you heard this term agency banks? What exactly are agency banks? So agency banks are those banks which do the work on behalf of the RBI. So RBI hires some banks, right? RBI hires some banks. So a bank that is authorized by the RBI to act on its behalf is called a agency bank, right? And RBI pays them money. So for example, now you know that central government has to give the pension to lakhs of people who are working for the central government. Similarly, state governments also have to give pension. So the government of India, the Ministry of Pension, Personnel and Public Grievances will hire some banks. To give you one example, or RBI may ask certain banks to collect stamp duty on their behalf. Those are called agency banks. And how much is the commission RBI pays them? So this table will tell you that. First, let's talk about receipts. What are receipts? Receipts are something that you receive, like a tax, for example, that you receive, like stamp duty that you receive. So any bank that is doing any receipt by physical mode will get 40 rupees per transaction by the RBI. So RBI will pay agency commission at this rate. If the bank is receiving any receipt by digital mode, then they will be paid 9 rupees per transaction. If a bank is making a pension payment, as I said, lakhs of individuals, they need to be paid pension. So if a bank is disbursing the pension on behalf of the RBI, they will get 75 rupees per transaction for their efforts. And if they are making any other payment other than pension, then it will depend on the turnover. So for every 100 rupee that they send, they will get 6.5 paisa from the RBI. So payment, if it is a pension payment, 75 rupees per transaction. If it is a payment other than pension, then for every 100 rupee that the bank sends or makes the payment, for every 100 rupee the bank will get 6.5 paisa per 100. So this is how it is. Now let's quickly switch to the MCQs. Which organization has signed a MOU with Jivika? Jivika is the Bihar State Rural Livelihood Mission, and Umed is the Maharashtra State Rural Livelihood Mission. So they will extend Prayas scheme to the self-help groups, individual women through cluster level federations. Cluster level federation. So which organization I'm talking about? It is SIDBI. SIDBI runs a scheme called Prayas, where it gives loans, very cheap loans to the women self-help groups, to the cluster level federations. And SIDBI will now partner with both of these states, Bihar and Maharashtra. SIDBI said that we will give loans to 35 to 40 cluster level federations, right? And how much loan they will give to these women who are a part of cluster level federation? Loan up to 2 lakh rupees. so that these women can start their business or a micro enterprise, a small business, which is called a micro enterprise. And they will give this loan up to 2 lakh rupees to 5,000 women entrepreneurs. 5,000 women entrepreneurs, right? So this will be done by SIDBI, and this is called Prayas scheme. So in Prayas scheme, what SIDBI does is SIDBI provides affordable loan to the micro entrepreneurs so that they can start their small enterprise, and it will create livelihoods in the rural areas especially. And there is an organization called MetLife Foundation. They are also partnering with SIDBI for the Prayas scheme. Which organization has set up an office in the GIFT City, Gujarat recently, and it will provide foreign currency denominated debt financing options only for the green projects. So you can take a loan in dollars or in pounds in foreign currency, and this will be a green loan. So which organization has opened its office in the GIFT City in Gujarat? It is IREDA, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. So it will open its office in the GIFT City. And recently, there is a French group called Allianz Partners. It is the first foreign reinsurance company to open its office in the GIFT City in Gujarat. Which of the following ministry or department has notified the amendments to the Foreign Exchange Management Non-Debt Instrument Rules 2019 to operationalize the new FDI policy for space sector? The answer is Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance has made some changes to the Foreign Exchange Management Rules, because now there is a new FDI limits for the space sector, and these new rules came into effect from 16th of April 2024. So what is the new space sector FDI policy? If you want to manufacture rockets, now rockets are launch vehicles. Rockets are also known as launch vehicle. So if you want to manufacture launch vehicle, or if you want to create a spaceport for launching these, then up to 49% FDI is allowed under automatic route. In automatic route, you don't need the permission of the RBI or the government of India for making an investment. And if you want more than 49% in this sector, spaceport or launch vehicle, then you have to take approval. So that is called approval route. Then if you want to manufacture satellites, then up to 74% FDI is allowed. And if you want to manufacture the components or spare parts for the satellites, then up to 100% FDI is allowed. Understood? So this is the new space sector FDI rules by the government of India. RuPay has collaborated with which organization to introduce Link It, Forget It campaign? Link It, Forget It is a campaign that was started by RuPay in partnership with National Payment Corporation of India. The answer is NPCI. It was launched during the IPL. And what they want to do is they want to showcase to the people that now you can integrate the RuPay credit cards with the UPI. And this campaign features very prominent personalities like Shankar Mahadevan, for example. And this campaign was led by an advertising agency called Mudra Group, DDB Mudra Group. Now NPCI has recently partnered with a Nepali payment company called PhonePe for cross-border UPI transaction between India and Nepal as well. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, they have launched Nano Urea Plus. Who will manufacture it? IFFCO, Indian Farmer Fertilizer Cooperative. Nano Urea Plus, they are calling it plus because it has 16% nitrogen. It has higher nitrogen compared to Nano Urea. That is why they are calling it Nano Urea Plus. And it will be manufactured at 3 places. It will be manufactured in Kallol, which is a place in Gujarat. And there are 2 places called Aula and Phulpur. Both are in UP. Aula and Phulpur. So these are the 3 places where it will be manufactured. Which of the following company has become the 3rd largest producer of silver globally? Silver is written as AG. So this company is Hindustan Zinc. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of Vedanta Group. Earlier, when this company was started, Hindustan Zinc, this company was started in 1966. That time it was a government of India company, but it was sold to the Vedanta Group later on. And this company is headquartered in Udaipur. Also, 75% of the zinc production in India is done by Hindustan Zinc. Now, first of all, which is the number 1 and number 2 company in the world that produces silver? So number 1 is a Mexican company called Fresnillo. Its silver production was 53.5 million ounce in 2023, and the second is a Poland company called KGHM. KGHM. It produced around 45.9 million ounce of silver in 2023, and third was Hindustan Zinc. Now, which has become the second largest silver producing mine in the world? In terms of mine, we have a mine which is again owned by Hindustan Zinc called Sindesar Khurd mine. It is located in Rajasthan. Sindesar Khurd mine in Rajasthan. It is the world's second largest silver producing mine. And this company Hindustan Zinc, when they extract silver from Sindesar Khurd mine, they refine it at their Pantnagar refinery. So they also have a refinery called Pantnagar Refinery. Which company has launched a fintech app called ABCD that offers various financial products on a single digital platform? Lot of financial products you will get here on a single platform. ABCD means Aditya Birla Capital Digital, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Aditya Birla Capital. So it has 22 products and services that are listed here, like UPI, loans, insurance, and they have launched it. Also, Aditya Birla Housing Finance Limited, it is another company. It is a housing finance company, ABHFL. It is also a wholly owned subsidiary of Aditya Birla Capital, and they have launched a digital lending platform which is called Finverse. The full name is ABHFL Finverse. Reserve Bank of India has approved the appointment of Ajit Kumar as the managing director and CEO of which bank? So this is the Dhanlaxmi Bank, which is headquartered in Thrissur in Kerala. Thrissur in Kerala. And this is a very old bank. This bank was started in 1927. Also recently, Manoj Mittal has become the chairman of SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India. And KK Mistry has become the chairman of HDFC Life Insurance. And Axis Bank, they have appointed Amitabh Chaudhary again as the managing director and CEO. Which organization has lifted the age cap on purchasing health insurance policy effective from 1st April 2024? So the answer is IRDAI. In any case, all of these things are done by IRDAI. So the answer is Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. So what is the deal? See, basically, earlier you could not purchase a new health insurance policy if you were over 65 years of age, right? So only till 65 you could purchase a new insurance policy. But now this age limit is no more there. So now doesn't matter what is your age, you can purchase a new health insurance policy. Now another thing which IRDAI has done is they have reduced the waiting period. They have reduced the waiting period. Earlier it was 48 months. Now it will be just 36 months or 3 years. What is the meaning of waiting period? See, waiting period basically, if you have any pre-existing condition, let's say, see, first of all, you need to understand for that how the health insurance works. Okay. So let me explain in detail. So let's say this is you, and suddenly you realize that there is a pain in your heart. So you go to a hospital, and hospital tells you that, you have a heart attack like situation. It is not that massive, but you have a blockage. So next week you have to undergo operation urgently to remove the blockage in your heart. Okay. So you have to do heart operation next week, which will cost you 5 lakh rupees. Now this is a huge amount for you. So you suddenly think, okay, let me take an insurance. So you run to the insurance company, let's say Star Health, and you tell them, I want to buy an insurance of 5 lakh rupees annual. And what is the premium? So they will say premium is 20,000 rupees. So you say, okay, I want to buy, and you immediately buy a policy for 20,000 rupees. That will be applicable for the entire year now. Every year you have to pay 20,000. And in case you are hospitalized or anything, up to 5 lakh they will pay. So next week is your operation. So suddenly you had to pay earlier 5 lakh. Now you just have to pay 20,000. Is it like that? Are insurance companies such fools? No, they are not. Okay. Otherwise, everyone will do like that. Whenever the situation will come, they will buy a new insurance policy, health insurance policy, and they will pay off the bill. It never happens like that. So there is always a waiting period. That waiting period. So if you are buying, let's say, an insurance policy on 1st of January 2020, if you bought an insurance policy, the waiting period earlier was 48 months. So so there are a lot of conditions which are written in like that, depends on policy to policy. They say that till 1st Jan 2024, we will not pay if you develop this condition. So they will reject your claim for, let's say, heart attack, or for, I mean, there are a lot of things that they mention. So only if you have a heart attack after 1st Jan 2024 will they pay the hospital bill, otherwise not. So this is the waiting period. That is why they say take the health insurance early, so that you can waive off your waiting period, because there is a waiting period, okay? And there are so many diseases for which they will not pay during the waiting period. Now what IRDAI has done, it has reduced the waiting period from 4 years to 3 years, 48 months to 36 months. Understood? So this is a huge change that they have done. Also, IRDAI has told other things also. For example, the hospitals have to settle a cashless health insurance. The insurance companies have to settle within 3 hours. Within 3 hours, the cashless health insurance has to be settled. This is a huge customer win. You know, this is a huge step taken by IRDAI to help the customers. Which of the following company has received the Navratna status from Department of Public Enterprises, Ministry of Finance? It is National Fertilizer Limited. This is a company that works under the Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer. This company was set up in 1974. It's headquartered in Noida. Also, there is a company called Grid Controller of India Limited, which has been awarded the Mini Ratan Category 1 status, and Grid Controller of India works under the Ministry of Power. This company was set up in 2009. Which organization has released Global Financial Stability Report, which is called the Last Mile Financial Vulnerabilities and Risks? So the Last Mile Global Financial Stability Report is released by the International Monetary Fund. The answer is option D. The answer is option D. And what does this report say? Now this report is published 2 times a year. It comes in April and it comes in October. Similarly, if I remove the word global and I ask you financial stability report is released by which organization, then your answer will be Reserve Bank of India. But global financial stability report is released by International Monetary Fund. Now I will tell you what are the risks that they have said in the report, right? Because they talk about vulnerabilities and risk, the last mile. Well, they talk about high inflation, which is a risk. They talk about the unregulated lending. There are a lot of these digital apps that are mushrooming, that are always ready to give you loan. They talk about cyber attacks as a big risk. Cyber attacks on financial institutions. They also talk about geopolitical risk like the Ukraine war and all these things they talk about, right? They also told something that made me happy. They said in the calendar year 2023, calendar year means January to December. See, if you buy a calendar, if you buy a normal calendar and put it in your house, it will start from January, it will end on December. That is called a calendar year. So from January 2023 to December 2023, that is calendar year 2023, the highest FDI in the world was received by America and India was second. So they said India was the second largest recipient of the foreign capital after America in 2023. And they also said that cyber attacks are a big threat. They said there are small cyber attacks and there are large cyber attacks. If it is a small cyber attack, you can lose around, let's say, $500,000. But if it is a large cyber attack, it can result in extreme losses, something as large as $2.5 billion or 20,000 crore rupees. And financial sector is especially prone to cyber risk. So that is what they said in their report. Which of the following organization has constituted a standing committee to prepare a framework for launching climate finance products? Climate finance products. What is the answer? The answer is IFSCA, International Financial Services Center Authority. Now in the GIFT City in Gujarat, they want to transform it into a climate finance hub. That is, in the GIFT City, the banks, the regulated entities should be giving priority to green financing. I'll give you one example. You know, all the banks which have opened their branches in the GIFT City in Gujarat, they set aside 5% of the money for only environment friendly projects. So they set aside 5% of the credit for green and sustainable or environment friendly projects. So this is one example. Which of the following country recently they hosted a conference, Sustainable Finance for Tiger Landscapes Conference, to mobilize $1 billion in funding in the next 10 years for preservation of the tiger landscapes. So there are 13 countries in the world where tigers are found. These are called tiger range countries. Out of the 13 countries, 10 countries participated in this conference, including India. 70% of the world's tiger are found in India. And they said that we need to protect the tiger landscapes, tiger habitat, if we have to protect the tiger. For that, we will need $1 billion in funding in the next 10 years. It took place in Bhutan in a city called Paro. And that is why the Paro Declaration or Paro Statement was adopted by different countries here, right? So it took place in Bhutan. Very, very nice question. Which country has launched a new fund called YOSMA, and they will put this money in high-tech companies, technology-rich companies. So this is a fund created by the government of Israel. It is called YOSMA 2. YOSMA 2, right? They will pull the money from institutional investors, from insurance companies, from pension funds, and they will put this money in high technology company. And Israel has a very booming tech sector. To give you one example, the tech sector contributes to 12% of the jobs in Israel and 20% of Israel's output, 50% of Israel's exports, and 25% of their tax income. So this is very, very important. Which organization has implemented its in-house developed software, Accounts Manager software for financial management? In-house means they have a tech team that developed this software. They did not buy it ready-made from third party. So this is CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, that has so many laboratories in India. And they have like 37 laboratories. They work under Ministry of Science and Technology. CSIR was set up in 1942. So they have developed an in-house Accounts Manager software. CAG of India, they have shared their auditing expertise with which country? So they are helping. See, the auditing of India is top notch. A lot of organizations, they hire Indian CAG to do their auditing. And now we will share our expertise with Bulgaria, which is a European country. And recently Bulgaria and Romania, these are the two countries which have joined the Shenzhen travel zone. So if you have a Shenzhen visa, you can now travel to 29 countries, right? Earlier they were 27, but now Bulgaria and Romania have also joined the Shenzhen zone. Which organization celebrated its silver jubilee on 19th of April 2024? We are talking about again IRDAI, which is headquartered in Hyderabad. IRDAI was formed on the recommendation of R.N. Malhotra Committee. R.N. Malhotra Committee under the IRDAI Act of 1999. How many multilateral development banks they have joined the global collaborative co-financing platform to transform the development finance landscape? So basically, there are a lot of projects which can be co-financed, right? For example, there is a loan of $500 million that India needs. 100 million can come from the World Bank. 400 million can come from ADB. So like that, this is co-financing. When multiple banks are financing the same project, it is called co-financing. So 10 very, very large multilateral banks. Multilateral banks means what? It means multilateral development bank means banks like World Bank, which have a lot of countries as their member. So this is a global collaborative co-financing platform, and 10 multilateral development banks have joined it. World Bank, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, Asian Development Bank, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, European Investment Bank, New Development Bank, which is also called the BRICS Bank. So they have joined it. Which country has been appointed as a co-facilitator of the Summit of the Future 2024? Summit of the Future. So two countries will be the co-facilitator, Germany and Namibia. Basically, Summit of the Future will take place during the United Nations General Assembly session in September 2024. It will take place in the headquarters of United Nations, New York, right? That is where UNGA meets every year. So there, this summit will take place. And this is for cooperation among different countries, international cooperation. Summit of the Future, multilateral solutions for a better tomorrow. So they will talk about sustainable development goals and action-oriented outcomes in this summit. Ministry of Home Affairs and which company, they are developing a solution together to combat the growing threat of cyber fraud and phishing attacks involving stolen OTPs. Stolen OTPs is a big problem. So SBI Card, which is a dedicated credit card company of the State Bank of India, so this has partnered with the Ministry of Home Affairs. And they are also partnering with some telecom operators also, but overall they want to develop innovative solutions to stop the phishing attacks and that involve one-time password. And they have thought something very unique. So for example, they will not just verify the OTP, but location also. So for example, let's say somebody has hacked my phone. Somebody has hacked my phone, which means he will be able to know my OTP, right? So that person went to Amazon and did a shopping of 1 lakh rupee. After this, OTP came on my mobile phone, right? Now, as soon as OTP came on my mobile phone, he got to know immediately and he put the OTP on Amazon, thereby checking out, successful checkout. But what Amazon will do is it will check the location of where the OTP is coming from. Because in my Amazon address, Amazon knows my location. Amazon knows that I live in Delhi. But this is coming from, let's say, Amsterdam, or this OTP someone is putting from Bangalore. So there is a location mismatch. And Amazon suddenly, they will be like, how come this person is putting the OTP from a very, very distant location? So not just the OTP they will verify, but they will verify the location. So they are working on these kind of very innovative approach to combating the cyber frauds. And SBI Card has launched a credit card called SBI Card Miles, which is available in different variants, Miles Elite, Miles Prime, etc. State Bank of India, they have entered into a 5-year agreement with HCL Software. This is the software business unit of HCL Tech to digitally transform their customer interaction framework. So they will use the HCL platform called Unica. HCL is one of the biggest IT companies of India. It is headquartered in Noida. Recently, which of the following organization has released its Climate Strategy 2030 document? It has been released by NABARD. So here you can see that Mr. KV Shazi, the NABARD chairman, he launched it in Thiruvananthapuram recently. And NABARD's climate strategy is based on 4 pillars. Accelerating green lending across sector. So NABARD will try to increase the green financing. Playing a broader market making role. Internal green transformation of NABARD and strategic resource mobilization. So this is what NABARD wants to do as a part of its climate strategy. Let me also tell you that the money, that is required for climate financing, we are not getting that money, right? The money required is much more, and what we are getting is far too less. To give you one example, India has a target of climate financing $2.5 trillion by 2030. And to achieve this target, we need to invest $170 billion annually into climate financing. But one data is available in the financial year 20, it was just $49 billion. So you can see what we require and what we get in green financing there is a lot of difference between all of these, right? And we will not be able to achieve our climate goals with this pace. Retail Summit, it's a leading global event. It focused on the future of retail. It happened in Dubai recently. Which of the following organization was the industry partner? So there were 8 themes. They talked about 8 themes, 8 retail challenges this time. FICCI was the industry partner. Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FICCI, and this was organized by FICCI and Dubai Chamber of Commerce. Which company and All Nippon Airways is a Japanese aircraft carrier. So they have signed a code share agreement connecting their networks. The answer is Air India. What is the meaning of code share agreement? Basically, now with the help of code sharing agreement, they will be able to share. It will allow the passengers of both the airlines to travel to their desired destination by combining the flights with a single ticket. To give you one example, if you want to travel from Delhi to Tokyo, and let's say there is an intermittent flight, so you are taking 2 flights, Delhi to Singapore and Singapore to Tokyo. Now you need to take just 1 ticket, right? And Delhi to Singapore you can go from Air India, and Singapore to Tokyo you can go from All Nippon Airways on the same ticket, because it is a code sharing agreement. Code sharing agreement. Which of the following company has availed a loan, green loan? It is a loan of 60 billion Japanese yen. It has got this loan from Italian credit company called SACE to finance eligible green projects. So we are talking about Rural Electrification Corporation, which is a Maharatna company. And Italian company SACE has given it's a Japanese yen denominated loan. And what will REC do? REC will give this as a loan further to the green financing or sustainable projects in India. And REC is a Maharatna company and it works under the Ministry of Power. Now, to be fair to REC, it is giving loans as much as it can. So for example, REC, Rural Electrification Corporation, has given a loan to Chenab Valley Power Project Private Limited, under which the Rural Electrification Corporation will provide 1870 crore loan for different projects that Chenab Valley is setting up on the Chenab River in Kishtwar district of Jammu Kashmir. So there is the Kiru hydropower project, there is the Kwar hydropower project, etc. Indian Bank has partnered with which company to promote solar energy adoption by providing financial support under Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. So Indian Bank has recently partnered with Tata Power Solar Systems Limited. Tata Power will set up the rooftop solar power plants that we want to set up. We are targeting 1 crore rooftop solar power plants, and these will be available either in 1 kilowatt category, 2 kilowatt category, or 3 kilowatt or more. And Indian Bank will provide the money, and Tata Power Solar System will provide the rooftop solar plant. And let me also tell you, there is a outlay for this scheme. This scheme was launched on 13th of February 2024 by Pradhan Mantri Modi, and 75,021 crore is the outlay for Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. So how much is the subsidy government is willing to give you? 30,000 rupees subsidy for 1 kilowatt, 60,000 subsidy for 2 kilowatt, and 78,000 subsidy for 3 kilowatt or more. And every house, 1 crore house should have rooftop solar capacity, right? Our target of rooftop solar capacity is 40 gigawatt in India, 40 gigawatt. And Indian Bank is headquartered in Chennai in Tamil Nadu. Reserve Bank of India has said that if you are a small finance bank and if you want to convert to a universal bank, what should be your minimum net worth? It should be 1000 crore. 1000 crore, and your gross non-performing assets should be 3% or less, and your net non-performing asset should be 1% or less. These are also the conditions that you have to fulfill. Also, you have to be profitable in the last 2 financial years. Which organization has partnered with Reserve Bank Innovation Hub to develop a system that will help speed up the process of agriculture loan? Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. So NABARD has partnered with Reserve Bank Innovation Hub, and they will make sure that the loan is given in just 5 minutes online. Usually it takes 3 to 4 weeks. It will help 12 crore farmers of India. So how does this work? So NABARD has their portal called eKCC. Kisan Credit Card loans are given on the eKCC portal. They are integrating it with a platform called Public Tech Platform for Frictionless Credit, which is a platform of Reserve Bank Innovation Hub, and eKCC is a platform of NABARD. So what they will do, they will merge these two platforms. PTPFC is what? Public Tech Platform for Frictionless Credit. And PTPFC was developed by Reserve Bank Innovation Hub in 2023. It was launched in 2023. Currently, it is implemented in 10 states. This integration will allow the state cooperative banks and district cooperative bank, 351 total district and state cooperative bank, and 43 regional rural bank. They will be available, and they will be able to give lot of services like loans, KYC, credit history, digital state land record, satellite data for fast disbursal of loan. So that is what they will do together. And Reserve Bank Innovation Hub is headquartered in Bangalore. It's a Section 8 company, non-for-profit company under the Companies Act of 2013, and it was set up by RBI. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of the RBI. Which bank has become the first bank to execute Reserve Bank of India's programmable CBDC pilot? Now there is CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, that you know very well. But what is programmable CBDC? Programmable CBDC is a type of, basically you can program CBDC and you can create your own alternative to CBDC. So what is the alternate that they have created? This bank is the IndusInd Bank, and it has used the programmable CBDC to compensate the farmers for carbon credits. So if a farmer is to be paid carbon credits, then they are paying it through programmed CBDC, which they are calling it CIH. So CIH is an alternate form of CBDC where the bank can program the end use of the funds being disbursed to the farmers. So they will pay it through the CIH. What is CIH? Circularity Innovation Hub India Private Limited. Circularity Innovation Hub India Private Limited. And those farmers will get carbon credits who are recycling the agriculture waste. This program has started in Ratnagiri in Maharashtra, and 1000 farmers will be benefited. 1000 farmers will be benefited, right? So this project involves crafting digital wallets and managing the CBDC transfers by IndusInd Bank. CIH acts as a sponsor agency for this project. As per recent information, which of the following company aims to launch an infrastructure investment trust to raise 700 to 800 million dollar? This is the largest ever InvIT that will be launched in India. This company is Indospace. Indospace is a company that develops industrial and logistics parks in India. So they will pull this money from people, collect this money from people, people will invest, and then this money will be used to set up logistics sector parks and industrial parks in India, and whatever is the profit that will be sent to the investors as a dividend in the same ratio in which they have invested. So InvITs are very similar to mutual fund. The only difference is that when you pool money in mutual fund, it is invested into the stock market, whereas here the money will be invested into the infrastructure projects. And what is the minimum amount you can invest in this InvIT IPO? The minimum investment amount in infrastructure investment trusts IPO is 10 lakh rupees. So it is suited mainly for high net worth individuals. High net worth individuals. Which organization has approved CRISIL ESG Ratings and Analytics Limited? It is a sub-rating of CRISIL. ESG is environmental, social and governance. So for that, CRISIL has launched its different ratings called CRISIL ESG rating, which has been approved now by SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. So the answer is SEBI, the capital market regulator, who has been appointed as the Deputy Governor of the RBI. So Mr. T. Ravi Shankar. India and which of the following country they have signed MOU to share information regarding technology and innovation within the financial and regulatory ecosystem? With which country India has signed this agreement? India has signed this agreement recently with a country called Kuwait. Kuwait. It was signed from India's side by International Financial Center Services Authority and the Capital Market Authority of Kuwait. This will develop the financial markets in both India and Kuwait. As per recent information, which of the following ministry has granted authorized economic operator status to India's gem and jewelry industry? So this is of course the Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance. Basically, the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, they requested for this status. So this status basically facilitates the export-import business. It reduces the cargo release time. It lowers the bank guarantee by 50%. It promotes ease of doing business. And Authorized Economic Operator Program was started by the World Customs Organization headquartered in Brussels. Right? And then many countries are following this program. Basically, if a sector is given AEO status, Authorized Economic Operator status, then there is a very simplified customs process. There are faster customs clearances. Which company has got the Navratna status recently? It is IREDA, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency, IREDA, and it was given the Navratna status recently. IREDA is an Indian public sector company that provides finance for environment friendly projects. And in November, this company went public and its IPO came in November 2023. Now, IREDA works under which ministry? Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Asian Development Bank has given how much loan in 2023 to the Asia Pacific countries? That was $23.6 billion. And out of this, $9.8 billion was the green loan or climate financing. 9.8 was for climate financing. Now, there are 68 members of Asian Development Bank and 49 out of 68 are from Asia Pacific. And largest shareholder is Japan and US. Then we have China, and then India is the fourth largest shareholder after Japan, US and China. India has 6.3% shareholding in the Asian Development Bank headquartered in Manila. Which company and FIRST center at IIT Kanpur? So FIRST is an important center at IIT Kanpur. It is called Foundation for Innovation Research in Science and Tech. They have signed for telecom research. This is the Swedish telecom company. It is called Ericsson. NPCI Bharat Bill Pay Limited, NBBL, they have partnered with State Bank of India to enable online recharge of SBI's National Common Mobility Card. So what is the maximum that you can charge? So customer can recharge NCMC card with how many rupees online? So maximum is 10,000 rupees. And you can recharge it through the Bharat Bill Pay platform of the NPCI. That is what you can do, and you can use this card on metros, and it's an interoperable transport card, and this is a card that comes under Ministry of Housing Urban Affairs, National Common Mobility Card. Which bank has partnered with NPCI to introduce eco-friendly NCMC, National Common Mobility Card, and debit and prepaid card? Eco-friendly because they will be made by sustainable E-polyvinyl chloride material. So this is Airtel Payment Bank, which was the first payment bank that was opened in India. And these cards will be powered by the RuPay platform. Which Indian bank has not been featured in the top 50 largest banks in Asia Pacific? So HDFC is there, ICICI is there, and SBI is there. So these are domestically, systemically important bank. Kotak Mahindra is not there. So the answer is Kotak Mahindra. And you can see that most of these banks are Chinese. So which is the largest bank in Asia Pacific region? It is the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, ICBC. Second is the Agriculture Bank of China. And third is the China Construction Bank Corporation. So from India, we have 3 banks which are in top 50, right? What was their ranks? So State Bank of India was 20th, and HDFC was 33rd, and ICICI was 48th. Financial Services Institution Bureau, FSIB, they have recommended the name of Rana Asutosh Kumar Singh as the Managing Director of SBI. And Ashish Pandey will be the Managing Director and CEO of Indian Bank. Sarai Infrastructure Finance Limited, this is managed by National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited. This company had a debt of more than 32,000 crore. Therefore, NARCL, they tried to liquidate the company, and now they have a completely new leadership. So they have appointed Hardyal Prasad as the Managing Director and CEO of Sarai Infrastructure Finance Limited. Which bank has launched ATM insurance, which allows its customers to purchase insurance through the ATMs by using their debit cards? It is AU Small Finance Bank. AU Small Finance Bank, they have launched it, and now you can buy insurance from ATM machines. Which company has received approval from SEBI to launch India's inaugural Nifty Non-Cyclical Consumer Index Fund? So this is Grow Mutual Fund, and in this mutual fund, you will have 30 large companies, 30 stocks from different sectors like consumer goods, services, telecom, textile, entertainment, etc. Razorpay, they have partnered with which bank to launch its own UPI infrastructure called UPI Switch? UPI Switch has been launched in partnership with Airtel Payment Bank by Razorpay, right? So it is designed to handle up to 10,000 transactions per second. Basically, if you want to make UPI payments to lakhs of people together, you can do it. So 10,000 transactions per second can happen on UPI Switch. What was the net direct tax collection for the entire financial year 24? 19.58 lakh crore. This was the direct tax collection. If you compare it with financial year 23, 16.64 lakh crore, and therefore this is an increase of 17.7%. Which company has launched India's first upgradable ATM that can be converted to cash recycling machine? Cash recycling machine allows both the deposits and the withdrawals, right? So we will not need separate cash recycling machine. The ATMs could be converted to them. It is a feature by Hitachi, which is a Japanese company. Hitachi, right? Hitachi Payment Services Private Limited. And Aegon Life Insurance, their name has been changed now to Bandhan Life. And they have a new tagline, Bharat Ki Udaan Bandhan Se. Which bank has become the 4th largest bank in India by market capitalization? This is Axis Bank. Axis Bank. So HDFC is the most valuable bank in India. Market capitalization is 11.5 lakh crore. ICICI Bank is second, 7.78 lakh crore, and third is State Bank of India, 6.99 lakh crore. And now Axis Bank, 3.43 lakh crore. Fifth is Kotak Mahindra. Jio Financial Services, they are making a joint venture 50-50 with American investment company BlackRock, and they are setting up a wealth management company. Just remember that. BharatPay has launched BharatPay One. This is a machine where you have everything at one place. You have point of sale, you have QR code, and you have speaker all into one device. That was the banking awareness for April 4th week in English. I'll see you in May part 1. Thank you for watching Study IQ.